I fell in love with her, but I wasn't what she was looking for. That's James Franco talking about Lana Del Rey. And man, if that sentence doesn't capture the most painful truth about unrequited love. Sometimes you can do everything right, and it still doesn't matter. You can write essays, take photos, bond over poetry and film, show up consistently, be everything you think they want. And they still just don't want you. I've been there. You've probably been there. And watching Franco go through it publicly in 2014 and 2015 was like watching my own heartbreak play out in slow motion. Welcome to Celebrity Rap Denver. This is the story nobody tells you about love, that sometimes being perfect on paper means absolutely nothing. Welcome to Pop Showroom, where we bring you the stories behind the headlines. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because this story goes deeper than anything you've seen in the mainstream media. Look, here's what went down between James Franco and Lana Del Rey. And I'm telling you this as someone who's made every mistake Franco made. Around 2014, according to E! Online and multiple sources, Franco became completely enamored with Lana. Not just attracted, enamored. He wrote an entire essay for V magazine called Shades of Cool, where he defended her awkward interviews, called her enigmatic, said she wasn't made for this earth. He announced he was writing a book about her called Flipside, Real and Imaginary Conversations with Lana Del Rey. An entire book. About one person. They were photographed together at Coney Island. They posted pictures on Instagram. Franco even captioned one, "Oh snap, we got married. Just kidding," with excessive exclamation points that scream, "I wish this were real." From the outside, it looked like something was happening. But here's what I've learned. When someone's really yours, you don't perform the relationship for social media. You don't joke about marriage to strangers. You don't write essays trying to explain them to the world. You do those things when you're desperately trying to make something real that exists mostly in your head. When Howard Stern asked Franco directly in December 2014 if they'd hooked up, Franco said no, according to E! Online. He called her a friend and admitted, "There's a weird thing with creative types. Sometimes I love a person's work and I'm just so enamored with that and their persona in their work. But outside of that, it's like our dynamic is we're just kind of friends." That right there? That's someone realizing they fell in love with an idea, not a person. They fell in love with Lana Del Rey the artist, the sad girl aesthetic, the vintage Hollywood glamour, the carefully constructed melancholy. But Lana the person? She was dating someone else. She kept Franco at a comfortable distance. She was polite but clear. And here's the part that would have destroyed me, according to Refinery 29. When Franco wanted to interview Lana for his book, she told him, "Just write around me. It's better if it's not my own words. It's almost better if you don't get me exactly, but try. It's almost better if you don't get me exactly." Translation: keep your fantasy. Don't get too close to the real me, because that's not what this is about. She gave him permission to love his version of her, while keeping the actual person locked away. That book? Never published. The romance? Never really existed. Years later, Franco admitted he fell in love, but wasn't what she was looking for, and Lana never spoke about it publicly. Here's what I learned watching this and living through my own version. You cannot think, create, or prove your way into someone's heart. Franco did everything our generation thinks you're supposed to do. He engaged intellectually. He showed artistic appreciation. He was vulnerable in his admiration. He put himself out there publicly. And none of it mattered, because she didn't want him romantically. Period. End of story. That's not a failure on his part. That's not even a rejection, really. It's just two people wanting different things, and one person being honest enough to maintain boundaries, while the other hoped those boundaries would eventually disappear. The hard truth? They never do. When someone wants to keep you at arm's length wrapped in pretty words and artistic distance, that is your answer. That's them being as kind as possible while saying no. Franco eventually accepted it and moved on. That unpublished book sitting in a drawer somewhere is probably the smartest thing he never did. Sometimes the best thing you can do with unrequited feelings is leave them unshared. If you're watching this and you're currently writing your own version of essays about someone who keeps you in the friend zone while you perform your feelings on Instagram, this is me telling you, stop. Save yourself the pain. They already gave you their answer. You just don't want to hear it yet. If this hit too close to home, hit that subscribe button because we talk about the real side of love, fame, and everything in between. Drop a comment. Have you been James Franco in this situation? Have you been Lana? Both hurt in different ways, trust me.